The wedding was a disaster, but for my family, the nightmare was only beginning. They thought my disappearing act at the plaza was just a tantrum. They thought they could go back to their $1 million mansion in the Hamptons and pretend I didn't exist. They were wrong. The next morning, while my mother was still nursing her headache and my sister was crying over her ruined reputation, I stood on their front lawn. With me was a team of men in dark suits and a fleet of moving trucks. My father stormed out in his silk bathrobe, his face beet red. "Caleb, what is the meaning of this? Get these people off my property." I didn't say a word. I just handed him a folder. Inside were the mortgage papers he had signed 3 years ago when his investment firm almost went bankrupt. He thought he had taken a loan from a private bank. What he didn't know was that I was the bank. I had bought his debt to keep them afloat, hoping they'd one day show me some respect. "You're 30 days past due on the balloon payment, Dad," I said calmly. "And after last night, I've decided not to offer you an extension." My mother hopped out, clutching her pearls. "You can't do this, Caleb. This is our home. Where are we supposed to go?" "You told me I was the black sheep, Mom," I replied, watching the movers start tagging the expensive Italian furniture. "And you told me I was a failure. Well, this failure now owns everything you're standing on, including the bathrobe Dad is wearing." My sister came out, looking at the foreclosure sign being hammered into the grass. "Caleb, please. I have nowhere to live. My husband's family won't even talk to me after the wedding fiasco." I looked at her, then at my parents. "You wanted me to stay in the parking lot because I didn't fit the aesthetic. Well, now the aesthetic is empty. You have 2 hours to pack your personal belongings. The rest, the art, the cars, the furniture, it all belongs to the firm now." As the auctioneer arrived to start the private sale, I climbed back into my Ferrari. My father was on his knees, begging for a second chance. My mother was screaming at the movers. I rolled down the window and looked at them one last time. "Don't worry," I said with a cold smile. "I've booked you a room at a small motel outside the city. It's not the plaza, but hey, the parking lot is huge. Maybe you can finally make yourselves useful out there." I drove away as the first gavel fell. They wanted a life of luxury without the son who paid for it. Now, they had exactly what they earned. Nothing. Subscribe now so you don't miss part 3, the final confrontation.